Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure review. Before we begin, just to warn you in advance, this is not an unboxing video. We are going to look at this action figure directly mint on card. Okay, so recently I came across, at least for me, I consider this a gem. I came across this gem last week at one of my favorite local collectible toy stores. And that is Wax Packs Records and Toys, located in beautiful Roselle, Illinois. If you're in the Chicagoland area, check it out. So yeah, I ran into this. I have very, very fond memories of Shadows of the Empire. It's a weird era of Star Wars during the mid-90s that a lot of people kind of want to forget. But for me, I thought it was awesome. I was in college at the time, and Shadows of the Empire was new Star Wars content, and it ran across different media. There was the N64 game, there was the novelizations, and eventually there'd be some comic books. But one of the big things that they were really pushing for Shadows of the Empire was the toy line. And then some of the characters we got was like Chewbacca disguised as a bounty hunter. We got Dash Rendar and his vehicle, the Outrider. And one of the other characters that we got was Prince Xizor, on the left, right here. So this is a wonderful 2-pack. As you can see, it's a much larger card. It comes with a Dark Horse comic book. It's a reprint, I believe. And you have this awesome duel between Prince Xizor and Darth Vader. So if I remember correctly, I want to say the Vader is nearly identical to the original first release from the Kenner Power of the Force line. But I think that one thing they changed about him was maybe his stance. I think they might have gave him new legs. So he had a kind of like different forward stance, you know, since he's kind of dueling with Prince Xizor. Xizor looks great. This style of aliens appeared in Star Wars, The Clone Wars. I believe Xizor represents the Black Sun Syndicate, I think. It's been a long time. But the character himself has never appeared in like modern animation or live action yet. For me, fingers crossed that I hope he appears sometime in the near future. It's a really interesting character. If I remember correctly, I think in one of the stories he's like really sleazy, and I think he was like trying to like hook up and come on Princess Leia in the novelization. I think it's been a lifetime ago. The figure is nice, much like the other Power of the Force figures. These guys have very limited articulation. I believe you're only looking at 5 to 6 points of articulation. He comes with this Vibro Lance. I think that's what it was called. I might be wrong on that. Great looking figure. Same with the Vader. You know, a lot of people tease the older Power of the Force line for the characters being really beefed up and just like really bulky and like muscular, but I didn't really mind. For me, I was just grateful to get new Star Wars figures. It was so long since we got new Star Wars figures, so I didn't mind that they were a little bit beefy and like hulked out. On the back of the box, it's a really lengthy bio card for both characters. As you can see here, the width of the bio card spans the entire card. You know, it's not like a G.I. Joe card where it's only like this much. This thing's like double the length of like a G.I. Joe filed card. And you can cut along this dotted line, you know, save it. Here are all the stats on both of the figures. It's almost like, you know, if you're watching a boxing match or like an MMA fight, they always kind of give you the stats before the fight. And it's kind of cool here, especially with it being a 2-pack. You know, you get their height, their status, classification. And like I said, very long bio about what's going on. Some of the other characters that were in the Shadows of the Empire line, there was, as I mentioned earlier, Chewbacca in Bounty Hunter disguise. I believe his name when he's wearing the disguise is Snuva. There was a single carded Prince Xizor that came with the fan weapons. There was Luke Skywalker in Imperial Guard disguise, and that's a great figure. I like that figure a lot. It kind of resembled. There was like another line of action figures in the '90s. I think they were like called like Ronin something, like Ronin Masters, I think. And he almost resembles that. There's Dash Rendar. I actually love that character a lot. Really cool character. Han Solo in Carbonite, great fig. Princess Leia in disguise and Jedi Luke. There was a Shadows of the Empire 2-pack with Boba Fett versus IG-88. I want to say in Shadows of the Empire, I think, I'm not 100% sure. I might be getting my bounty hunters confused. But there's a part of me that thinks that in Shadows of the Empire, I think Boba Fett takes out IG-88 in maybe like a starship battle, I think. Not 100% sure. It's, like I said, it's a lifetime ago. There's the old electronic X-Wing fighter, which is essentially the original toy. There's the swoop bike. The redecoed Slave 1. And then there's the Millennium Falcon. So this came out back in 1996, so the mid-90s. Yeah, I loved this line of figures. I think they were great. Now, this Shadows of the Empire is something that, like, if you go to most like collectible toy stores, your chances are you'll probably find, you know, like a lot of these figures. Same with like Power of the Force. For me, it's like I said, you know, this is like a small piece of Star Wars history and an era that I was really fond of. And this, you know, when I found this 2-pack, the card was nice. It wasn't like excessively beat up. It's still very presentable. And I just wanted to add this to my collection. I actually have a large collection of mint on card Star Wars figures, but for the Power of the Force, there was a couple years back, I remember I just went crazy and just opened up a bunch of them, but I left like maybe like a dozen or so still on card. And I don't think I had any Shadows of the Empire figures still left on card, so I kind of just at least wanted one, so I got this. And it's even cooler because it feels like I just jumped back in a time machine because there's still the old Walmart price tag here, and it's priced back then it's priced at $11.96. So yeah, fun action figure. You know, if you're growing up during this era, you know, this might be something that you remember. If this was well before your time, you know, this is probably maybe just a blip or like a myth you heard about. But yeah, I dig this a lot. Alright, so let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.